Keely Hodgkinson gave herself every shot at a medal, and ultimately it just went for gold and then suffered in the home straight.
Keely Hodgkinson just shocked the entire track world. Once seen as unstoppable after her Olympic gold, her 2025 season fell apart. Injuries, setbacks, and doubts everywhere. But just when everyone thought she was done, Keely came back with a performance no one saw coming. What really happened behind her incredible rise, fall, and comeback will leave you speechless.
And now she eases away. Hodgkinson pushing for another British gold, pushing to defend a title, but she's going to have to run through the line here, and she does.
Hodgkinson, born 3rd March 2002 in Atherton, Greater Manchester, England, had already achieved what many athletes only dream of by the age of 22. She won silver in the women's 800 meters at the 2020 Tokyo Olympics, then captured gold at the 2024 Paris Olympics with a textbook performance. Her personal best of 1 minute 54.61 seconds set in London 2024 positioned her as the 6th fastest woman in history over the distance. Expectations soared. She looks like the next enduring figure in middle distance running. But 2025 did not unfold like a typical champion's year. In February, Hodgkinson suffered a hamstring tear and was forced to withdraw from the inaugural Keely Classic indoor meet in Birmingham, an event named after her and aimed at breaking the indoor 800-meter world record. What followed were more hamstring issues, in total 3 separate hamstring tears in 9 months, as confirmed in the preview for the Tokyo World Championships. Her training was disrupted. She missed major early season competitions, withdrew from key races, and began questioning how she would rebuild. She later admitted she put my heart and soul into this, and that having it taken away was definitely quite challenging. Her mood swings, physical pain, and uncertainty consumed her. She and her coaching team realized the problem wasn't just the hamstrings, it was a chronic tight back that was being exacerbated by heavy gym work and running. With the help of a full-time physiotherapist and emotional support, she began the slow climb back. By summer, Hodgkinson still had only a handful of races under her belt. According to World Athletics Preview ahead of Tokyo, she had not raced for 376 days before returning at a Diamond League meeting in Silesia. But that return would make history. On the 16th of August 2025 in Silesia, Hodgkinson stormed to victory in the 800 meters in 1 minute 54.74 seconds, her 2nd fastest time ever, and a world-leading mark 4 days later she backed it up with 1 minute 55.69 seconds in Lausanne. The track world sat up and noticed here was an athlete who had been nearly derailed yet still had elite speed, and perhaps even more resilience as a result. Fast forward to 21st September 2025, the women's 800 meters final at the World Athletics Championships Tokyo 2025. Hodgkinson was still finding her rhythm, but carried the weight of expectation. In the final straight, she launched into her signature kick, only to be overtaken by Kenya's Lillian Odira, 1 minute 54.62 PB, and Britain's training partner Georgia Hunter-Bell, 1 minute 54.90 PB. By a whisker of 0.01 seconds, Hodgkinson clocked 1 minute 54.91 seconds for bronze. After the race, she was brutally honest. It's been an absolute show, honestly. I definitely do feel a little underraced. 2 races is probably not enough, especially after so long out. She admitted a stomach bug in the semis had compromised her bronze, achieved with minimal competitive preparation, was nevertheless a testament to her class. The track world viewed it as one of the most remarkable comebacks of the season. What made Hodgkinson's season so compelling is the juxtaposition of elite performance and fragile preparation. The injuries came from seemingly innocuous contexts. An 8-hour round trip to Windsor Castle to collect her MBE triggered a hamstring issue her body was saying it needed rest. Her ambition told her otherwise. When competition resumed, she did so with only a handful of races in her legs. Yet what went right is also important. She delivered when it mattered, 2 wins in August, a podium in September, and accomplished that while rebuilding physically and mentally. She described the ordeal as character building. It's taught me a lot about myself. Hodgkinson's story this year is more than medal counts. It became a study in resilience under pressure. While many athletes burn out after success, she faced adversity and rewrote her narrative mid-career. She may have been under-raced, but she proved that she remains elite and perhaps more durable because of what she's been through. For the sport itself, her season served as a cautionary tale. Even the best aren't immune to injury. The path to greatness is rarely linear. Her performance in Tokyo, even though it wasn't gold, was a victory of sorts, given her limited preparation. With Tokyo behind her, Hodgkinson closed the 2025 season on a high note in New York at the women-only Athlos New York 2025 meet. She won the 800 meters in 1 minute 56.53 seconds, her sixth race of the year. The festive atmosphere, crowns presented by Serena Williams, and a focused field suited her well. She said, "I've barely raced this season, so it was probably less of a struggle." The atmosphere out there is crazy, so it was really, really fun. Her mind now turns to bigger goals. The women's 800 meters world record of 1 minute 53.28 seconds set in 1983 by Jarmila Kratochvilova. Hodgkinson has been candid. "It's going to take an incredible day, everything to go right. We just gotta believe, and we believe it's there, and everyone's getting faster, the technology is helping us get faster. Just why not? We'll give it a go one day." If she can combine health, training, and competitive readiness, the record is now in view. Beyond the times and medals, what stands out about Hodgkinson in 2025 is the way she handled adversity. She didn't hide from the truth. She labeled the year a seat show, yet still walked away with a medal. She said that going through the difficult parts was probably one of the best things that could happen to me. Her honesty and introspection make her more than an athlete. They make her a role model for resilience. The shock factor lies in the combination of expectations and outcome. Many expected Hodgkinson to pick up where she left off in 2024, possibly lowering her personal best instead. She was sidelined for months, raced almost nothing, and yet still managed to podium at a world championship with a time of 1 minute 54.91 seconds. The shock wasn't just that she returned, it was how she returned. Moreover, her bronze was overshadowed by the surprise gold of Lilian Odira and the silver of Hunter Bell. But for Hodgkinson herself, the story was deeply personal. Coming off back-to-back hamstring problems, a stomach bug, and a disrupted campaign, she still delivered. For fans of the sport, it served as a reminder that even when form is compromised, greatness can still shine through. In reflecting on her season, Hodgkinson noted that people remember what you've won, not necessarily what you've lost. While she'll likely view 2025 as a challenging year, it may also be the pivot point of her career, where she discovered depth beyond raw talent. If she can stay healthy, the next seasons could mark new peaks, perhaps culminating in the world record attempt. So yes, Keely Hodgkinson shocked the track world not by failing, but by fighting. Not by fading, but by resurfacing with serious purpose. The 800-meter world record still stands. The medals still sit in her future. But for now, the lesson is clear. Talent gets you to the start line. It's what you do when the road gets rocky that defines you. For the young British champion, the journey continues. There will be more races, more records, more expectations. But now, there's also a deeper layer, a readiness forged in fire. And that might just be the secret weapon that elevates her from champion to legend.
She fell on the first night, but like the great champion she is, she has risen to conquer all.
Femke Bol, the Dutch superstar who has owned the 400-meter hurdles, is changing events. She's making the 800-meter her main focus starting in 2026. This wasn't a small decision. Femke Bol herself called it a big change, it's uncertain and challenging. But she also made it clear that she is ready to put in the work and enjoy this new journey. To understand how huge this is, you have to look at what she's leaving behind. Femke Bol is, without a doubt, one of the two best 400-meter hurdlers to ever live. She's the two-time world champion. She successfully won her second title in Tokyo just this past September. She also won the Diamond League 5 times in a row, meaning she was unbeatable in that event for years. The only thing she didn't win in the individual hurdles was the Olympic gold.
Partner Jasmine Jones trying to stay on terms with Femke Bol, but in the final hurdle, Femke Bol opens up A massive gap on the American. It's Femke Bol, but versus the clock. Another gold for the Netherlands. Another gold for Femke Bol.
She took home the bronze in both the Tokyo and Paris Olympics, but she did get that Olympic gold, anchoring her country, the Netherlands, to victory in the mixed 4x400-meter relay in Paris. She's won so much that she even admitted, "I do think I achieved pretty much everything I could dream of on the 400-meter hurdles except for Olympic gold." Her personal best time of 50.95 seconds is the European record and makes her the second fastest woman in history. The rivalry between her and America's Sydney McLaughlin-Levrone defined the entire event for years. Between those two, they have run the 9 fastest times in history. That shows you the kind of talent Femke Bol is. So why quit when you're on top? Why walk away from guaranteed medals? Well, Bol is only 25 years old and she says the timing is everything. She told a reporter, "I'm still young, I'm mentally, physically, feeling really fit, and it's a really, really big challenge. That's also why I want to do it while I still feel at my best." She was ready for something new, a new impulse, new kind of training, new kind of racing. This decision came after the Paris Olympics. She and her coach, Laurent Muley, both came up with the idea around the same time. She took the whole of 2025 to really think about it and have closure with my hurdles. She knows the risk is huge. She said she feels way more insecure for this season than any other season because she knows how to run a perfect hurdles race, but for the 800 meters, she has no clue. Still, she felt so fulfilled with what she did in the hurdles that she was ready for this huge step to test her limits. The first person to officially welcome Femke Bol to the 800-meter event was the current queen of the distance, Great Britain's Keely Hodgkinson. Keely is the reigning Olympic 800-meter champion, and she replied to Femke's Instagram post with a very short and excited message. "Can't wait to share the start line," but she said even more in an interview later. Keely was full of praise, calling the move really brave and courageous. She pointed out that the 800-meter has been really firing lately, with girls running insanely fast times. And she commended Bol for taking that step. Keely believes Femke has got the talent to do really well in the 8. Now that's respect between rivals. Femke Bol is not just joining any race, she is jumping into a true pressure cooker. The women's 800 meters is full of amazing talent right now. For example, in the last World Championships in Tokyo, Kenya's Lilian Odira won the gold medal in an incredibly fast time of 1 minute, 54.62 seconds. Keely Hodgkinson herself has run 1 minute, 54.61 seconds, and her training partner, Georgia Hunter-Bell, also ran under 1 minute, 55 seconds to take the silver medal. These are some of the fastest times we have seen in decades. Femke Bol's best time in the 800 meters is only 2 minutes, 19.51 seconds, and she ran that back in 2017 when she was just a junior athlete. She is truly starting over. She considers herself a beginner in the 800-meter event because she has no experience racing those 2 laps. The Dutch national record is 1 minute 55.54 seconds. Femke Bol has a long way to go just to catch up to the best Dutch runner ever, let alone the world's best. Luckily, Bol still has her longtime coach Laurent Muley by her side, and he is extremely confident. Muley believes Bol can succeed because of her running technique, strength, and personality. He noted that for a sprinter, Femke has really good endurance and an efficient way of running. He is not afraid of the challenge, but he knows they need to be smart. He explained that the biggest change in their training will be focusing more on the aerobic part, which means building up her running base. He said he's going to have to tell her to run slower and focus on doing more and more volume, and not running faster and faster. That is a difficult thing for a world champion sprinter to hear. The good news is that they won't cut out everything from the 400-meter hurdles. They will still do some hurdle drills just for fun and to keep her coordination and running technique sharp. But the message is clear. The 400-meter hurdles chapter is closed for now. Bol is all in on the 800-meter. Many people wondered why she didn't switch to the flat 400-meter event, especially since she broke the world indoor record in the 400-meter flat. Bol explained that while the 400 meters is an option, she dislikes the training it requires. That event focuses more on pure top-end speed, which she admits is one of her weaker points. She prefers events that rely more on endurance. She said she had butterflies in my stomach when she thought about the 800 meters, but not for the 400 meters. She wants to be fueled by passion, and the 800 meter gave her that excitement. So, what does this look like in 2026? Coach Muvely says that for the first year, they will need time to prepare and adapt. They want to be sure to prepare a good base during the winter. They are aiming to start with smaller meets. Bol will first need to run a few 800-meter races to even be able to get into the major competitions with the great names. They will assess her progress before deciding what events she can do at the 2026 World Indoor Championships in Poland and the European Athletics Championships in Birmingham, UK in August 2026 is a definite goal to test herself. The coach is confident she will run fast times eventually. The harder part will be teaching her how to be competitive in a championship environment, especially with all the tactical races that the 800 meter is famous for. The final goal is the 2028 Los Angeles Olympics. Muvely said, "We have 3 years on the way to Los Angeles, and that gives quite some time to give some experiences, and in 2028 to be ready to battle for the medals." Bol is a competitor, and she is not going to the 800 meters just to be a participant. She also made one very important promise to her country and her fans. She still wants to run the 4x400 meter relays for the Netherlands. She said she thinks it's possible to combine with the 800 meter, and she loves running for her country. The tactical skills she learns in the 800 might even help her incredible anchor legs in the relay. This event switch is rare for an athlete at the peak of her career, but it's not completely new. Other top 400-meter hurdlers have tried the 800-meter, like Lashinda Demus and Irina Privalova, but none of them had the world-class 400-meter speed that Femke Bol has. On November 2nd, 2025, something special happened in New York City. The greatest marathon runner of all time crossed the finish line of his final big race. He came in 17th place with a time of 2 hours, 14 minutes, and 36 seconds. The crowd in Central Park went crazy, but this wasn't just any race for Eliud Kipchoge. This was his first time running the New York City Marathon, and he had a very good reason for saving it until now. There are 7 major marathons in the world. They call them the World Marathon Majors. There's Tokyo, Boston, London, Sydney, Berlin, Chicago, and New York. Kipchoge had already won races in 6 of these cities. New York was the only one left, and he waited on purpose because New York is known as one of the slowest and hardest marathon courses. It has lots of hills and turns that make it super tough to run fast times. But Kipchoge didn't care about that anymore. He wanted to complete what they call the 7-Star Award. This special award goes to runners who finish all 7 major marathons. And at 40 years old, Kipchoge finally got his 7th star. Let me tell you who Eliud Kipchoge really is. This man won Olympic gold medals in 2016 and 2020. He held the world record from 2018 to 2023. He has run 4 of the 10 fastest marathon times ever recorded. 6 years ago, he even broke the 2-hour barrier in Vienna, running a marathon in just 1 hour, 59 minutes, and 40 seconds. That's like running more than 26 miles at a pace most people can't even sprint.
Eliud Kipchoge, let's keep an eye on the clock, into the final 20 seconds. Eliud Kipchoge. Whoa! On his shoulder, 140, the unofficial time.
There's his wife.
People call him the Marathon GOAT, which means the greatest of all time, and they're not wrong. But here's where the story gets really interesting. Right after finishing the New York Marathon, Kipchoge made an announcement that shocked everyone. He said he's going to run 7 marathons on 7 continents over the next 2 years. Yes, you heard that right, 7 different continents. Before the race, he told Olympics.com, "I will run in Antarctica." He said, "I want to take on something extreme that pushes me to my limits," and he means it. Kipchoge even mentioned he wants to run 50 kilometers in Saudi Arabia. That's over 31 miles in one of the hottest places on Earth. This isn't just about running, though. Kipchoge has a bigger mission. He wants to raise money for the Eliud Kipchoge Foundation, which he started in 2020. Kipchoge calls this adventure the Eliud Kipchoge World Tour. It's all part of something bigger he's building called Eliud's Running World. The goal is simple but powerful. He wants to inspire people everywhere to start running and to know they can do amazing things. Now let me take you back to that viral moment in New York that made everyone cry. There was a man named Max McCone watching the race. Max is Kipchoge's biggest fan. As Kipchoge ran past him on the street, someone caught Max on video. He was crying. Not sad tears, but tears of pure emotion and joy. He was watching his hero run in person for the first and last time. The video went crazy on TikTok. Millions of people saw it. Even a Dutch runner named Björn Koreman saw the video and decided to do something special. He wrote a comment saying he would arrange something nice for Max, and he kept his promise. Less than 24 hours later, Max got to meet Kipchoge in person. They met in a hotel room, and Kipchoge had already seen the viral video of Max crying. When Max said to Kipchoge, "No human is limited," which is Kipchoge's famous saying, the legend replied with words that will stick with Max forever. Kipchoge told him,
"No human is limited."
After that, we're trying people to tell everybody, please don't be limited.
Yeah.
You are walk, you are running, if you are a basketballer, footballer, driver, don't be limited. Just push your limits.
Yeah.
Do what you want, because that's what life needs.
Then Kipchoge gave Max an autographed running jersey to keep forever. It was one of the most touching moments of the entire marathon weekend. Speaking of the marathon itself, it was absolutely incredible. A world record 59,141 runners competed. The weather was perfect with clear skies and temperatures in the 50s. And the races at the front were wild.